TBD starts now.
Hey, streamers and downloaders, it's TBD. You asked for it, so we're doing it one more time. We answered the call. We answered your tweets and your texts and your emails. We said, hey, we got to do it one more time. So I'm JB. That's JB.
I'm JB over here.
Yeah, he's way over there today.
Yeah, I'm quite a ways away.
He called me today and said, hey, we got to bring TBD back. I don't know. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, it is Saturday.
So what's up, man?
Well, not a whole lot. Had a hearty breakfast today.
Oh, was it hearty?
There's a pancake about an inch thick, very fluffy and delicious. With
Fluffy cake.
Some peach jam.
That most likely was cooked in a pan.
It was a skillet, I believe.
Oh,
skillet
so should we call it a skillet cake then?
I feel like a skillet is a kind of pan. So.
All right. Well, you're the expert. I don't want to try to tell you how to do your job.
Yeah, well.
I don't come to your office tell you how to do your job. So.
You have actually done that before, so.
Well, I do frequently visit your place of employment and
true.
tell you how to do things.
Yeah, you're like, hey, what's up with this? I think you should do it this way.
Yeah. So something happened yesterday, right? In the world that we live in?
I think so. I mean,
was it substantial in some way? So much so that you chose that we should do a podular cast about it?
Well, I'm not going to lie about it. The main reason I came here today was to talk about the pancake that I had this morning, because it was really good.
This is the pancake cast.
Yes, this is a pancake cast.
So you started pretty much.
It could be the hearty
groundwork.
cast. We could call it the hearty cast.
Okay, well we'll discuss.
But that also could be. We could also talk
later.
about like Tom Hardy at some point too.
We probably need him.
Yeah, you know what? We shouldn't call that until we can get old Tommy Hards on lockdown and we can get him in. So we'll save that. We'll put that one in our pocket.
Is that in our back pocket?
Yeah, it's in the back pocket, not the front pocket.
Not the front pocket
that we keep our handkerchief in and that we reach for often, but like in the back left. Not even where most people keep their wallet. It's like that unused pocket.
It's the fourth pocket that no one really uses.
Like I put receipts in there if I think I might need them. I like have to store them away for petty cash purchases or tax deductible, stuff. What is that pocket do you use your back left pocket?
Yes, I use my back left pocket frequently.
Oh,
that's right.
Would it be?
It houses my keys.
Oh, what?
Is that strange for you?
No, hold on. Yeah, no. This is interesting to me. Okay, so your back left pocket.
Back left, yes.
You rock your key. Like
that's
how many keys do you have on your key ring?
My key ring, I'd say I have 18.
Wow, that's a lot of keys. How does that work when you sit down?
Well, frequently, I will have to take my keys out of my pocket and set them on the desk or the chair or wherever I am.
I see.
You know what happens, though?
What?
I forget that they're there and I lose my keys.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, interesting. I got another question for you, and I'll give you a rundown. We're gonna go pocket by pocket.
Pocket by pocket. Is this the pocket cast?
Yeah, we've entered the pocket cast right now.
Okay.
We're gonna go pocket by pocket.
Okay.
And then you and I are gonna reveal what we keep in that pocket.
Okay.
So, back left pocket for me.
Okay.
I have a key card that I use at work for various purposes, and I will put it back there. Like I said, if I got to keep like an odd receipt or something like that, I'll put that there to take out later on, like a pass someone gives me that I'm going to use in the next 5 minutes. Like I'm walking up to a line, That's my ready to go pocket. Like
okay, so that's what is that? Your back left?
Back left.
That's your ready to go pocket.
Yeah, and that's your key pocket. All right, let's jump up. Front left. Front left pocket.
Left.
What are you rocking in your front left?
Well, my front left pocket is one of the most important pockets.
Ooh.
It's where I keep my nail clippers.
So you just carry nail clippers
around
with you at all times?
I thought that we had been over this. I thought that you knew that I had super fast nail growing disease. So every couple hours I got to cut my fingernails and my toenails.
Is that a part of your sticky hands? Does that come at the price of, or is it when you turn your hands into axes, your nails just get really long? Also, is that a byproduct of that?
Well, it's everything. It's everything.
Wow.
So
there's multiple contributing factors leading to these extra long,
degenerate deformity that I have.
It doesn't sound degenerative at all. It sounds regenerative. Oh well, I guess.
I guess you're right.
Well, no, because I guess it's made of dead skin cells.
That's true.
Right?
I'm constantly dying.
Or maybe you have super healing and you replace your cells at such a fast rate that your nails have to grow long. Your hair has to grow faster because it's dead cells that. Well,
I was about to tell you that in my other pocket I keep my hair clippers.
Oh, okay. So front right is hair clippers,
right?
Okay, so front left
is the toenail / fingernail
Right.
clippers.
Front
right is where I keep my professional grade, mind you, professional grade barber scissors. They cost $250.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, they're stainless steel.
Do you have like do you keep them sharpened? Do you get like a sharpener for them?
Well, I store my sharpener at my home. Every night before bed.
Right.
I do one last grooming, if you will.
That's a good move.
And after that, I sharpen my blades.
Of course.
Yep, got a whetstone.
Oh, you just use old fashioned. You don't even have like a sharpener, I purchased this sharpener. You have an actual whetstone.
Well, I have several types of sharpeners because I have several types of blades.
That makes sense.
You can't use the same sharpener for your nail clippers as your scissors.
Yeah, well, I was gonna make that exact comparison. That makes it makes perfect sense.
Right.
Yeah, that's just okay. Well, let me give you so front left for me.
Right.
No, front left.
Left.
Yeah,
you know
not
what
right.
we should start? We should start a movement where instead of responding to people with the word right when you agree with them or you understand what they're saying, just say left.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a little discriminatory.
Yeah, for all the rights out there.
And I'm not saying we should come to something neutral or balanced. I think it would only be fair if we gave Lefty a chance for a while,
to let him get discriminated against.
Well, not discriminated against, or let's be lifted up, because right is correct. So what does that make left?
Correct.
So let's make left mean correct now.
Left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. See, it's already ingrained in you.
There we go. Let's give it a whirl.
Conditioned.
I'm gonna practice this.
So like I was saying,
Left.
front left.
Left.
Front left.
Left.
Correct. Front left.
Correct. Left.
Correct left.
Left.
I keep my keys.
Oh, okay.
That's
You
my
keep
keys.
your keys.
That's
in
where
your
I keep my keys.
front left pocket.
I'm rocking keys.
I guess I should ask you the same question that you asked me. How many keys do you have?
Well, it depends on the day. If I'm at work, I have 1,000,000, and then if I'm not at work, I have 1.
Oh, so 1,000,000 keys.
They're very small keys.
Oh, you have mini locks.
Yeah, and like multi keys, like keys that you can easily reshape.
So you have some sort of transformer key ring that holds 1,000,000 different outputs, basically?
Yeah. Have you ever seen, like, let me give you something, like Doctor Who? Have you ever seen Doctor Who?
Doctor Who.
Okay. Well, you seem confused. Let me give you another example. Have you seen Inside Out?
I have not seen Inside Out yet.
Okay, let me give you, have you seen Mary Poppins?
It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Let's go back to Doctor Who.
Okay.
What the fuck? How come I don't know what that is?
What, you don't know what Doctor Who is?
Is this a James Bond thing?
No,
or is this a Spider-Man thing?
It is none of those things.
What about, is it
you really not
to do with the band, the British band from the 60s?
The Who?
The Who?
Like a doctor that specializes in specifically the Who knowledge?
He has a doctorate of the Who.
Right. Or maybe even like a doctor that resides in the Who village of Whoville.
Whoville. Well, see, that was going to be the next thing I said.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were talking about Doctor Who from Whoville.
Right. No. Not old Doctor Who from Whoville.
Is this the Time Lord Doctor Who?
This is, here's the thing.
Time Lord.
His name is the Doctor, but the show is called Doctor Who.
You know what? There's so many Doctor Who. He's been 15 different incarnations of the Time Lord.
I think they're on 12 right now.
Okay, so that's why I just couldn't keep. In the beginning he was in Whoville, and then the second
first guy
incarnation,
Whoville.
Right, the second incarnation he's in the 60s in Britain. He's with the band The Who.
Yeah.
Fighting those little robot guys.
The plunger armed guys.
Yes.
Yeah, very vicious plungers. I've seen them kill men with those plungers.
With your own eyes?
Before my eyes, in fact. Before I had eyes, I saw them do that.
You had pre-eyes?
Yeah, like with
Future eyes?
With my pre-eyes.
Okay. Future
Before
eyes. What
my
do you think
eyes.
about that? Future eyes.
I've thought about that. Like seeing into the future, I imagine I don't have very good memory short term, so I imagine I would run into a lot of things still. I would just basically see myself run into things and be like, I'm not going to do that, and then I'd run into a thing anyway, because it's preordained.
Oh, this is future vision.
Yeah, with my future eyes. They would
seeing
see the future at all times.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, Josh, is it break time, do you think?
Yeah, I mean everyone knows what we're talking about already, so we're gonna go on break, come back, and we're gonna delve more into this amazing event in history that has taken place.
Okay, we'll come back strong after the break. Oh, Pat, Pat, did you hear that noise, Pat?
Oh, Thomas, calm down, calm down. That's just the sound of nature.
Well, I'm so nervous out here, Pat, you know. It's just, I've been having so many problems lately, so many issues, and I just thank you so much for bringing me out here camping tonight, Pat.
Well, you know, yeah, I've noticed you at the office. Saw
Yeah,
a couple signs, you know, a couple warning signs.
I've been having trouble at work, you know, lots of problems, lots of issues at work. Hard to get there on time, and I know people around the office have been noticing me.
Well, you know, that's why I decided to take you out here. You know, it's a nice, relaxing place. Good place to open up. There's no one else out here.
Well, that noise, Pat, you really got me nervous.
Yeah, well, that's the sound of nature.
The sound of
friend.
nature.
You know, you'll get used to it.
I'm from the city, you know, and I've never been out here, and I'm just nervous, and I've been having these problems lately, Pat.
Well, Tommy, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me.
Well,
what's going
I'll tell
on.
you the first thing I did. I went to the doctor, you know, like any smart boy from the city, you know, the hospital, you just walk down the block and there it is.
Yeah, you just.
So I went to the doc. I said, Doc, you know, I've been having these issues and problems, and he said, well, I got something for you, boy. I got anal dentine, and he prescribed me anal dentine, and it's fixed everything except for most things. So
I understand. So I'm guessing you're a little bit embarrassed about taking that.
well, I don't tell people that I take anal dentine, but I'm telling you because you brought me out here camping, and you know, you built this fire for me, and I just feel so much better. So I wanted to see if you were interested in taking anal dentine.
Well, Tommy, I got something to tell you.
Oh, well, what's that, Pat?
Well, I know I come off as very confident at work, and
Well, I look up to you at work.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I've been taking anal dentine for years.
you've been taking anal dentine for years.
Well, of course, Tommy. I mean,
Is that why you got all your? You seem so put together. And
yeah, I
you
mean,
got like such a good head on your shoulders, and everybody around the office looks up to you. And
Well, let me tell you a little story.
okay, tell
Tom.
me.
About 4 years ago, I was living on the streets.
You were living on the streets.
That's right. I was providing both men, women, and people who don't even identify with either gender various sexual services.
What?
In order to obtain
what kind of thing? What?
money for
You were a
drugs.
Were you a prostitute?
I suppose technically. I mean, I don't
And
really
you
believe in
said
that kind of
you
labels.
were using drugs?
Oh yes, Tommy. I did heroin and angel
heroin?
dust.
You mean PCP?
I believe some people call it that. I just like the ring of angel dust. You know, it just sounds very heavenly, and it's a little more. It's not important. I also did crack and crank and
well,
spank.
sounds like you've done every drug under the sun.
Whoa! I never touched marijuana. That is a gateway drug, and that's just dangerous stuff.
I don't condone marijuana use, no sir.
Yeah. So I was living on the streets, selling my body.
Prostituting,
doing drugs.
drugging.
I had problems. I had a lot of issues.
Sounds like you had some serious issues.
I had lots of issues, and thankfully, a doctor found me on the streets.
You went and saw a doctor too,
No,
just
he-
like
no,
me.
No, he found me
The doctor found you.
dying on the street corner, and he was like, "Sir, I see you wallowing in the slums of the world. Please, let me give you something to help." And I was like, "What can you possibly give me to help me? You know nothing about me, sir." And he was like, "Let me give you some anal dentine."
Anal dentine is what he gave you. He gave you anal dentine.
That's right. 4
and
years.
it fixed everything.
Look at me now.
4 years ago. So in 4 years, anal dentine
Changed
made
my
you
life.
the CEO of McDonald's.
That's right. I'm the owner of the McDonald's Corporation.
Yeah, well, we go to the office every day at McDonald's headquarters. That's where we work.
That's true.
So-
You're my VP.
But, people have been noticing my problems around the office. They say, Tommy, what's wrong? And I don't know what to tell them.
Let me tell you. Next time they ask you what's wrong, you look them right in the eyes and you tell them, "None of your goddamn business."
You want me to curse?
I do, Tommy. I do want you to curse.
Well,
Because you're the fucking VP of a major corporation. And not only that, but you're on anal dentine, man.
so I must be pretty damn powerful.
the sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit when you're on anal dentine.
That's right.
So ask your doctor if you can get on it too.
That's right.
But you know what? I wanted to tell you about some of the side effects that I've been having from anal dentine.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
think
gotta-
it's important to list them.
Well, we have to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the side effects for me is that my fingernails and my toenails won't stop growing, and I got to carry around scissors and toenail clippers with me all the time, and every time I take anal dentine, my fingers, they start hurting because my fingernails growing all long, but I can't stop taking anal dentine. What about you, Pat? What about you? Got any ailments from taking anal dentine? I mean,
Well, Tommy, I'm not going to lie about it. Since taking anal dentine, I have developed random bouts of pyrotechnics in which I cannot control. And I've set several objects in my house on fire.
you're telling me that things just catch on fire when you take anal dentine?
That's right. It's very similar
Is
to the
that how
movie
you
Firestarter.
Is that how you made the campfire so quickly?
Oh, yes, Tommy. I don't know how to make a campfire, but I can create it with my mind.
So anal dentine did that?
That's correct, Tommy.
It didn't do that to me.
Well,
All it did to me was give me a rash that turned green. And then little tiny plants started growing off of it. And then all these bugs came at me and trying to eat my leaves, and then, little dogs would walk by and they'd try to pee on me because I had grass on me pretty much.
well, that explains a lot.
Is that?
I'm wondering why so many animals had tried to urinate on you on the way.
Well,
the hike in.
that it kind of explains why I was so concerned about the roar earlier, because I'm from the city, but I'm scared of dogs, and there was a growl earlier, and that's what got me so jumpy, because I just don't want to get peed on.
I would imagine you would also have to be concerned about herbivores as well. Like, you're basically open market for any creature that
Pretty
needs
much.
to feed.
Pretty much.
Wow.
When I take anal dentine, my whole body gets covered in grass, and
Well, tell me.
they call me grass man at work, and
Oh,
they don't want me to come in sometimes. They say, "You're all covered in grass, Tommy. What are you doing here, man?"
yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I mean that.
This
that
is some respectable company.
Yeah, that is a hygiene issue, I think, at heart.
Do you
Well,
think,
that's why
do
we
you
let you
think
work
I'll
from
get,
home, though.
Do you think I'll get promoted to CFO one day?
Well, no, because you don't have any of the applicable degrees or background. And
So I'm just a VP and that's it?
well, I mean, you say that's it, but like you're in line to be, president of the company.
Well, I'd rather be a CFO or a COO, or, I want to be in control of things. I don't want to just be the guy who has an office but doesn't do anything.
Well,
And then half the time they don't want him to come in because he's covered in grass, and he's got long fingernails, and
well, Tommy. I mean, a lot of times people are going to do that to you, but as president, I know myself, I don't have any of those issues. I mean, taking anal dentine true, on every gibbous moon, I do turn into a werewolf.
okay.
Not full moon though, just on the gibbous moon.
Okay, well,
But I still come into work and I get shit done, because
Well-
that's what a good president does.
all right. Well, I
And you're
just,
gonna have to learn
I look
that.
up to you, like I said earlier, and I just wanted to tell you that I was on anal dentine, and
Well, part of that might be because since I've started taking anal dentine, I've actually grown to be 12 feet tall. So you quite literally have to look up to me.
right. Well,
That is also a side
well,
effect.
I was wondering why you're so tall. I guess it's because of the anal dentine.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens.
All right. Well, make sure you ask your medical provider if you can get anal dentine.
Product may also cause migraines, nausea, insomnia, asthma, cancer, growths, additional limbs, mutations, twins popping out of your shoulders and then becoming sentient creatures that attempt to take over your life. Obtain it today at your local Walmart, Target, H-E-B, gas station, gun store, pawn shop, Subway sandwich shop, and of course, always available in McDonald's Kids Meal. Welcome back to TBD with JB and JB. This is a very special episode, and you guys all know why. Very, very special thing that happened. But before we get into that again, we got to finish up something. My co-tangent host over here reminded me I had not finished giving my pocket talk.
Oh yeah,
So,
we got to get that. We got to get that on the books.
Yeah.
you know?
So you've already gotten past back left, front, and front right.
That's
You
true.
kinda-
That's
Kinda
true.
gave a quick little double shot. I'd gone back left, front left, but I believe we are up to front right. Very
Okay.
important. Okay, now
Let's hear your front right.
yeah, front right. That's where I'm going to sport my my telephone.
Oh, you carry a telephone with you at all times?
I do.
Well, I don't understand how this works.
Okay.
Well,
so-
like when you're like in the park walking around, it's not plugged into anything. How does it work?
okay. Well, it's actually called a cell phone.
A cell phone.
Okay, well,
so did they
that's-
change the name from telephone to cell phone?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. It's short for cellular telephone.
Okay. Now I'm confused. I guess the name doesn't tell me what that means. Cellular telephone. So it's a telephone, but it's a cellular telephone. But I don't what meaning that. So it doesn't have to be plugged in. I don't understand how this works.
Okay. So yeah, the way it works is they're actually like satellites in space that the
Satellites in space. Okay.
yeah,
just
like
keep
you
going.
remember the Sputnik?
Is that like a potato thing?
I know we did actually have a potato race team called the Spudniks.
That's yes. I'm familiar with the potato race team.
Right. That team's
Okay.
name inspired a Russian satellite, like a piece of machinery that was sent into space to orbit the Earth.
Okay.
And it has various electrical contraptions inside of it.
Sent into space. Now, how does that work?
You get like rockets.
Rockets.
They're like engines that,
Like cars? Like
jets,
jets?
like
the football
airplanes?
team?
Like airplanes,
Oh, like okay.
like engines on an airplane, kind of,
Okay.
but souped up.
So they're like planes. They go to space planes.
Basically.
Okay.
At a
So
core
they took
concept.
up this space plane
Took a space
and they
plane.
dropped off the race team because they had an intergalactic race to go to. Or
Well, no. See, the whole thing is it just shot up the space plane. It was just the engines of the space plane attached to this
Sputnik.
Sputnik, which is
Okay.
a satellite.
So what does this have to do with your telephone?
So modern times there are
Modern times?
Yeah,
Is this
like-
what you're calling our current age?
Yeah, the age that we live in is now the modern time.
Okay, so this is the modern era.
Yeah, the modern era.
I'm just learning so much today. And
Yeah, it's rough. Well, every time period we're in, that's the modern era.
I see.
Yeah, so it's always the modern era
Okay,
for us.
I see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to wrap my head around that concept.
Yeah, it's
But
difficult.
you know what I want to focus on is how you have this telephone and you carry it around, but it fits in your pocket and you don't have to plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, I mean, it's right here. Like you can see it. It's this thingy in my hand.
that looks
right
like
now.
it just
like a little black boxy thing.
It's
Yeah,
such a
kinda small.
strange object.
Yeah,
I
it
can't.
is pretty weird. It's hard to grapple.
I don't. Please keep it away from me.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I
Well,
got
it's
so
lighting
close
up. There's lights on it. What's going on here? You got
Well,
lights
it's like
on
a
it.
touch screen.
What's a touch screen?
Like you touch it and it responds.
Like a
to
TV
you.
screen? You can touch your TV.
Well, imagine.
Like when I touch my TV, nothing happens.
Yeah, it
it
gives
makes
you that
that
weird-
tink sound when you hit glass.
Yeah.
Tink, 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 tink.
Yeah, because you have one of those old black and white televisions.
Yeah, it's got 5 channels. There's a knob, and 1 through 5. I watch my 5 channels. and,
Right.
Yeah.
Does it pick up any signal still?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I have cable with Southwestern Bell.
Southwestern Bell
Telephone company, cable
What
company.
5 channels do you get?
Well, I get Hunting Channel, of course.
Hunting Channel. Yeah, we all watch Hunting
And
Channel.
then I get my women's entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, my Wii.
Yeah. Everyone.
Okay.
I mean,
Then I got to have at least one news channel, so of course it's Fox News.
oh, the most informational news out there.
Exactly. And then I want to have at least one sports channel, so I have ESPN.
Yeah. Well, you got to get it has the best.
Yeah, it
Sports on
shows
it.
all the different ping pong and
You got to keep up on the
alligator wrestling and all that
the old
stuff.
PP.
So I am still just baffled by this telephone.
Okay. Yeah.
concept.
Okay. So like basically this little box, this little tiny
Okay,
computer
that thing
here.
right there.
It's
You
like
call it a computer?
It's basically like a small computer.
I thought computers were like the size of a truck, and they have to,
Yeah,
be
like
housed in a room.
Yeah, like it's like
So basically, what you're telling me is that you have this futuristic computer box that Sputnik controls. So you're like Russian, or
Well, no, it's not. It's just I just told you about Sputnik because that was I figured
somehow
you would know
it,
about
it
that.
somehow it doubles as a telephone. It's a computer and a telephone. I don't
Correct.
quite understand.
Yeah, it's all and it also plays music and videos and
Sounds like work of the devil.
like colored videos.
Sounds like the work of the devil.
And I get a bunch of I get TV on here too, like from lots of channels.
I can't imagine it, Josh.
Well, it's right in front of you. You don't have to imagine it. It's right there.
I choose not to believe it.
Okay, well that makes sense. Well, anyway, I keep that in my.
So you
keep my
keep that
devil
in your
box.
pocket.
I keep my devil box in
Your
my
devil
front,
box in
front
your
right pocket.
Front right pocket.
I also keep a pen in there at all times.
Well, doesn't your devil box just write everything you need? It doesn't.
Well, I can type into it and I can save it on there, but sometimes I like to put old pen to paper, or stab someone with my pen if I'm ever in like a situation where I need to stab. I also keep a flashlight in my front right pocket a lot.
You keep a flashlight in your front right pocket.
Yeah, usually it's like pen-sized flashlight.
Okay. You keep a million keys, a flashlight, a pen, a devil box,
That has a flashlight
a
on
receipt,
it, so it kind of
pocket,
double.
key card. And did you finish your pockets?
I think we're both on our last pocket right
Okay.
now, and that's going to be the old back right pocket.
Do you want to do it on 3? 1, 2, wallet.
Usually nothing.
Oh, you're supposed to say wallet.
Yeah, but I usually don't have a wallet.
All right. So talk to me about this historic event.
I think it's important to talk. I think we've been talking about this historical event this whole time.
Oh, that's right. What was it? Remind me. It was the. It's been so long. What was it? The historical event that happened?
Yeah, it did happen like yesterday, so I can see why you've forgotten about this.
Okay.
But before we get into the meat and potatoes of this,
The Sputniks, if you will.
yeah, the meat and Sputnik of the situation.
Okay. Right, of this historical event.
Of this event, this once in a lifetime event. Although I assume people in their lifetimes have now so had several of these.
Possibly, but it's changing the course of American history.
It's true. Do you think that people who have lived through multiple historic events find each historic event less exciting? Like almost like a drug?
Possibly.
You know what?
They're constantly chasing the historical event high that they experienced that very first time.
You know what? Let's delve into that right after a quick break.
Okay.
Just a quick one. We're going to just quick little... Whew. Raython, that was a close one back there.
Oh man, dude, we got out by the skin of our teeth right there.
Yeah, that was rough. I think
They were on our tail, man.
Yeah, I got a small scratch, but I don't think any of them bit me.
Oh man, you don't want to get bit by one of those, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's that's the end for you once you get bit. Okay, all right. Did you get the goods?
I got the goods, man, and I got them stashed away. You know, Ray Thought never comes up empty-handed, man.
That's right, Ray. You always do the best.
Oh man.
What kind of goods did you get?
Well, dude, I got some goose eggs.
Okay, goose eggs.
You know, some of the last eggs around here. There
I haven't
ain't no
seen
more
goose.
eggs around here,
I haven't
dog.
had goose for a while. That's gonna be good.
Well, it's not goose. It's goose eggs.
Oh, goose eggs.
We gotta, they're not incubated, my friend.
Well, I mean, what are the chances that you think that we could get those incubated? And then,
That's not how it works, dude.
oh, that's terrible.
You're not familiar with the way it used to be, where like they had massive amounts of farms and they had hundreds of birds making eggs, and then people would eat them.
I remember you could go to like restaurants downtown that would serve various exotic meats. You know, I was actually quite rich before the fall of civilization.
The fall. Well, I used to eat lots of eggs, so I'm really excited about these eggs.
Oh wow!
Well, we're gonna cook them up tonight at the camp.
Okay, fantastic.
So what else did I get?
Yeah,
Well,
let's see.
I got some money, but it's still worth so, right? We can go to the store and use it, right?
I don't. Well, I mean, it
I
has
found a whole bunch of it.
Oh well, that's mainly just good for burning now.
Well, I spent a lot of time while we were there loading up all this money.
Oh, but that's not good at all.
Oh.
When was the last time? Do you remember how we have that big pile of money back at the camp that we just kind of burn whenever it gets really cold?
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
I thought that was
funny.
just
Yeah,
trash
that's
and stuff.
Oh, well, it's basically. Yes.
Oh, that's why it's mixed with all the garbage?
Correct. That's why we keep it with all of our burnable garbage.
Well, man, I guess we wasted this one. Huh?
Yeah, this is like the 5th time you've done that. I'm starting to get a little concerned about
Well,
it.
at least we got the goose eggs.
That's true. We do have the goose eggs. So what else did we get? We get anything else?
Well, we got this sonar equipment, you know, it works, you know, you go into the ocean or the lake and it tells you how deep it is, and it can help you catch fish.
It's so weird that you would even be able to identify sonar equipment.
Well, back in the day before the fall, you know, I've been on a boat time or two.
So you've been on a boat a couple of times, and you can now identify and operate sonar equipment?
Well, we just have to get a boat.
Okay, well, that's going to be a little difficult because we're in the middle of a giant desert. But
that's probably why it was just sitting here.
Yeah,
being unused. I
don't even know what it would be doing in this region.
Well, maybe they brought it here. Someone, you know, because after the fall, people got scattered all over the place.
Okay, well, still,
so some coastal folks may have ended up out here in this arid region.
Still not the best. Okay, what else? Did you get anything else?
It's this box, and open it up, and it's got all these different types of colognes and perfumes.
Well, that's not a terrible score. You mind if I see them real fast?
Well, yeah, here, check them out. They're right here in the back seat. Let me grab them.
Okay.
Here, check it out.
Okay. Well, first of all, that's not what this is.
That's not what these little bottles are?
No. Jesus, no. This is actually a shower rack. This is actually various shampoos, conditioners, lotions.
Well, what shampoos soaps? Like for washing your hair?
Yeah. Have you never seen one of these before?
It's just been so long since I've taken a shower.
Right. Still feels odd that you wouldn't be able to identify shower products, though. This is very obviously a rack of shampoo. It says shampoo, conditioner, soap. It says it right here. It's
I don't read.
Forward.
I haven't read anything in such a long time since the fall, and
you just don't read any. What about all the signs and everything we passed? We have all that.
Well, literature. You're typically driving, and I'm just.
You're not even paying attention.
I'm just picking up money and colognes that I find, and.
Why are you so obsessed with these objects? I don't understand. What are you hoping to do with them?
Well, I'm trying to make my life better in this for the fall of mankind. You know, every day we go out and rustle for supplies, and I'm just trying to do my part to make our camp better.
Oh wow! Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you find any, say, food items? Did you see any food items while you were out there, like canned goods or anything like that?
Yeah, man, there's tons of food over there. All kinds of canned items, you know, tuna, sweet potatoes, green beans, and corn, and there was, you know, ready-made boxes that still, you know, you could get the noodles out of and mix with some water and cook them up, and there was all kinds of food stuff there. But I didn't focus on any of that.
How much of that did you grab?
Oh, I didn't take any of it.
Why didn't? We spent a lot of time distracting those guys and getting them out of their camp, and pulling them away. Several people died.
I know it took days to plan this raid.
So why didn't? And you didn't grab any of the what? Okay, well, did they have any? Did they have any medical supplies or anything like that?
Yeah, there was a medical cabinet. It had all kinds of bandages and various disinfecting agents. And no, I didn't get any of that stuff. I didn't think we needed that kind of stuff.
Okay, well
I figured they might, after we got done, they might be like, well, I guess we got all of our money stolen and all of our boating equipment, and well, at least we still have some food to eat, So I just felt bad, I thought they'd need
that. You felt bad? I get it. But Jesus.
Are you disappointed in me?
I'm a little upset. They're rat people. They're just rat people. I don't understand why do you have so much empathy towards these rat creatures that have taken over?
Well, ever since, gay marriage was allowed, I just stopped discriminating, and it taught me a real valuable lesson that I shouldn't discriminate.
Well, that
I know that was only 3 months ago, but I just ever since then I've been really trying, to not discriminate.
Well, yeah, a lot of things went crazy after that, but at least there was that was nice.
That one moment when they made it, they changed American history, and then a couple days later, pretty much that's when the start of World War III happened. And
yeah, that was rough. All because
and then now we're in a post-apocalyptic environment.
Yeah,
where we're having to raid for money and
all these rat folk are about. It's rough.
It's a rough life. I'm really sorry I didn't get that food.
It's okay. But I can appreciate where you're coming from. It's from a good place.
Well, I really feel good about that law, and
well, I respect where you're coming from. It's a beautiful sentiment, And, I feel I and the rest of the human populace that survived the apocalypse obviously feel the same way after this momentous occasion happened 3 months ago. But, rules are rules. I think I'm going to have to bring this before the High Council of Charles Barkley, and the 2 other elder council members are going to have to judge you. And you may be put to death for this. I mean, it's rough. But I mean, before we get... Is there anything else you picked up? Did you get any, at least, clothing or anything?
I did. I got some Hanes socks. I've had a whole boatload of Hanes socks.
Did you say Hanes socks?
Yeah, Hanes brand socks. Packages of them. I got about 6 packages of them.
Well, Raythan, I think this was a successful raid then.
Oh, okay, great.
Did you know that Hanes socks provide extra protection from rat folk attack?
I didn't know that. That must be why they have so many of them.
Yeah, and the durability is second to none. I'm wearing Hanes socks I've had since the beginning of the apocalypse.
Same pair?
Yeah, it's the same pair I started with. Let me tell you, they fight off bacteria. The elasticity still in them. They're breathable. The dryness that I have at all times, I haven't had to worry about foot fungus. You remember Steve, who lost a foot from that foot fungus he got?
No, I don't remember Steve.
Yeah, that's because he died. Guess who's still alive, though? This guy right over here.
Kale?
Kale's still alive.
So, Hanes socks saved your life.
Basically. Oh, although it does look like our base camp is presently being attacked by marauders.
Ooh,
that is rough. Well, I mean, we got to go
Should we get into this battle? Or?
Well, all our earthly supplies are there, but we have this.
We did just find a boatload of Hanes socks.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we take these Hanes socks
and I do have a bunch of money. We found a bunch of money.
Well, once again, no actual value.
Well, we can. Well, I thought maybe we could buy some more Hanes socks.
Well, you have to actually trade them in like human hair or gunpowder, bullets. It's not important, but hey, that's how it goes. So, best of luck to you out there.
How about we split the Hanes socks and then we'll
go?
We'll go.
Well, I got some bad news for you.
What's that?
Hanes socks are just too good to split up. That's why I pulled this gun on you right now.
Oh, are you going to kill me and take all the socks?
Well, I mean, I think I'm going to ominously cock this gun and, just leave it up to the imagination of anybody who might be listening in on us.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunate for you, friend.
Is that it?
Click.
Hey, streamers, we're back to TBD with JB and JB.
That's right. We are back and happy to be back.
Happy to be back. Happy to be talking about historic event addiction.
Yeah, good to be back after that. Just a quick little break.
We typically take breaks at TBD just to throw in a sponsor or two,
Yeah, like just make it just zip through.
Right.
You can basically, it's just streamline. It's beautiful.
I don't like really, really long commercials.
Oh, they're the worst.
Or like really long previews.
Or if they have like 5 or 6 of them in a row, and then advertisements, then previews.
Exactly.
Then, this, then
so
that.
we just try to do real quick commercials.
Just maybe
bing, bing, boom.
Like 1, 2 max.
Right.
So
tell me about historic event addiction, JB.
Yeah, we were talking about this because, as we all know, some amazing events have taken place in America. Don't want to get too sidetracked here, because we were talking about
left. Excuse me, I meant to say left.
Yeah, you are
left.
You see how hard it is?
It's very difficult.
Yes, it's got to get left with it.
Right, got to get left.
Got to get it left. There we are, just a couple minutes ago, talking about people who experience multiple historic events.
Oh, right,
throughout their lifetime,
and they're constantly chasing the feelings that they first had from the first thing that they witnessed and experienced.
Yeah.
And it happens, something crazy happens again.
Yeah.
A 9/11 or a Kennedy getting assassinated.
So
they're constantly chasing that feeling, if you will.
And that's the question that I kind of have is, I've personally went out there. I've talked to, interacted with individuals
with the common man
who are active in the
community.
Yeah, and social change.
Okay,
I think is the word. to use. That's the
Okay, so some citizens of the city,
yeah,
basically.
who are all about
So you
like,
went out,
making life better.
you interacted, you interviewed, you found out what
I went on
you found out how the streets feel.
Yeah, I went on a pod quest. Went on a bit of a pod quest.
So you went on a pod quest. Okay.
And what I found is, I mean, a good portion of them are out there because they want to see change. You know, they want that the world to be better for their children or themselves, their
and
friends,
and for everyone,
ones, you know, or just the country to be different. You know, some people are out there because they want the world to be different. And it's a beautiful thing. But some people are out there to, you know, make their resume seem a little better, just to make themselves look better in the eyes of their peers. You know, I mean, and that happens too.
Okay.
And a very small group are out there. You know,
a small group.
A small group are out there for the thrill.
And these people are the ones who, you say have historic event addiction.
I believe that would be the case.
Okay. For the listener, I'm sitting here with Dr. Katz. He's a professor of historic event addiction, and he came on the show today to talk about historic event addiction.
Dr. Katz here, and I'm talking with Philip Peabody. He is a
I'm
janitor.
happy to be here. I'm happy to be on your show, Dr. Katz. You know, Dr. Katz invited me to his podcast.
It's true. It's true.
And I'm just thrilled to be here.
Yeah, we're hijacking the TBD with JB and JB podcast right now just to do some analyzing. My good friend, Mr. Peabody over here, is in fact a janitor at a local middle school.
I clean the school floor every day.
That's true.
The kids walk on it and they spit on it and scuff it up, and I clean it again every day.
And he's quite an amazing man. He does a thankless job and does it well. And we're just here to give two different perspectives to a subject. So, in my opinion, you know, you have people that have gone through like older folks in their lifetime have seen segregation in.
Right.
You know, they've seen
historic event.
They've seen world wars start and come to a close.
Left.
That is left. Very left. There's been civil rights movement. You know,
an ongoing civil rights movement.
Yeah. I mean that is still going on to this day. You know, some people, they've lived through Fox News. Some people were around to see, you know, Johnny Carson retire, the death of various celebrities. So I actually have a bet going on.
With one of your doctor friends? Or
with another doctor.
Or colleague,
I'm not
if you will.
About it.
Colleagues.
I might have a little inside information as a doctor.
Okay, well, you're part of the medical profession.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it.
Okay.
You know, and it's all, and each one of them, you know, affects you to a degree. You get an emotional response, releases chemicals in the brain, a lot like a drug. And some people get addicted to this feeling, you know?
Right.
The landing on the moon. And then Apollo 13, that was a huge one. There's actually a group of individuals that exist, I don't know if you know this, that the only way they can obtain sexual arousal is having one of these events happen. If they don't have...
That is fascinating, Dr. Katz. That's fascinating.
It is. So they can only engage in sexual intercourse once every time one of these events take place.
Who knows when they happen? They could happen one after another, or it could take months to years.
And imagine how that would feel if, say, the only way you can obtain a state of arousal is if, say, like a Hindenburg accident were to take place.
Or if, like, our president were to be attacked.
Yeah, the JFK assassination, for instance.
Or, you know, maybe a terrorist event in
9/11.
our homeland.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah, it would be quite horrid.
Very disrespectful as well.
But I mean, I imagine in that instance they would.
So let me ask you this
about
the specific patients that you're seeing. Mm-hmm. Like, say one of them, one of their mothers had died, they would become aroused from that.
Well, I hate to.
Well, I guess that's not a historic event.
I hate to interrupt you, but and correct you, but I'm actually not talking about any of my patients. I'm referring to myself.
Oh,
yeah, no, I
see.
I suffer from this.
I see.
It's quite emotionally damaging. It's a little rough. I'm actually seeing someone about it.
Rough. Is your podcast more of a way to release your feelings about?
That's part of it.
Not being able to be aroused.
It's more of just a way to get the message out there.
Okay.
I feel.
Well, we have to spread the word about
to get
historic event addiction and the sexual arousal problems associated with it.
But, you know, every so often, You get a good historical event, one that you feel
Proud of.
Yeah, happy about. You can.
So you might be referring to our most recent historical event.
Yeah.
What happens when, say, you're out at a park or you're at dinner, or you're at work maybe,
Right.
and you're looking at the news feed, or someone walks in the office and says, "Hey, did you hear what just happened?" Tells you about something major, and it's negative, right?
Right.
Then you are now forced to go home and hide your erections.
Well, it's actually far worse than that. And this is something we're still researching.
Okay.
But my arousal takes place whether someone has informed me about the event or not. It happens as the event is taking place.
It's you're in tune with
the ebb and flow.
Right, with the stars,
world. Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter. You're just forced
Yeah.
to feel this way.
It's true.
Do you have knowledge of whether it was a good thing or a bad thing?
No.
So how do you know if you can act on these?
Luckily, I have a cellular phone that I use.
So you check.
And I immediately just scroll through, and the only thing I have on my phone are news feed apps.
Right. So you're constantly being updated on things happening all around the world.
Because it's important to know
Right.
the source of my erection.
Your arousals, so to speak.
Yeah.
Mind and body.
Yeah, it's soul even.
Yeah.
Just the whole
Well,
package.
it was great to be on your show, Dr. Katz.
It was great to be on this show, even for myself. This isn't even we're both guests on this show,
That's true.
so it's great.
Should we kick it back to the
I
hosts
think
now?
it would just be proper.
Okay.
We've been here long enough.
All right. Well, why don't you take it away, JB?
And JB, here you go.
Oh, thanks, Dr. Katz. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mr. Peabody.
So those were our guests for today, and they were here to talk about historic event addiction, and they informed us pretty well about all the different aspects of historic event addiction and the problems associated with it.
I didn't know about many of those things.
No, I was uninformed. But I'm going to start donating to the historic event addiction charities.
Yeah, I don't know if one exists yet, but at some point.
Well, Dr. Katz was telling me that he's in the works of starting one. This was off air before Mike. He was kind of telling me and the producers what he's going to talk about today, and what is his agenda basically.
Yeah, he's very talkative.
Yeah.
He was constantly checking on his phone for updates.
Constantly checking his news feed. He was not kidding about that.
Yeah, that does happen.
Pretty solid ep today.
Yeah, we've kind of burned through.
We basically just talked about what we kept in our pockets, and then we had Dr. Katz on as guest.
Yeah, and I think that really like tied the whole day together. I think we're all feel a little more connected to this amazing event that's taken place.
Right. It feels good. Feels great.
I'm not gonna lie. I do have a not very, but semi-negative view.
Semi-negative view of what?
How well our government interprets the true desires of its people.
Tell me more about this.
I think I read an article about this in a Smart Person magazine.
A Smart Person magazine, huh? And what did it say?
It had information in regards to the ratio of bills passed to versus a public opinion.
Okay.
And then of the
whether
bottom.
they agreed or not.
Yeah.
So much like how many people disagreed with government-provided health care, that bill passed versus the majority of the population saying that we didn't really want it.
Yeah.
Or does that mean that it passed because of votes by people?
Well, here's the thing. The way it works is, say, 0% of the public votes. Their opinion is, we don't like this.
Right. We want this to be changed.
There's like a 30% chance that the bill will pass.
Okay.
And
so if 50% of the people say we don't like this, or we want this to be changed.
Yeah, if it's 50-50 split, there's about a 30% chance that the bill will pass.
Well, so it's the same for 0?
Correct.
Okay.
And if 100% of the people want
this thing to be changed,
it jumps up to around 30%.
Okay.
So it's a constant race.
I see.
But then that's for like the bottom 90% of the income. Now the top even like 99%. Like the top percent,
Right.
that scale's a little different.
Okay.
First of all, on their 0%, it is 0%.
Right.
Then from there, it's not a direct line or anything like that, but it is skewed in their favor. The main reason for this is because they can afford, lobbyists.
Correct.
They
Correct.
can fund
Left.
things like campaigns and stuff
And
like
marketing
that.
systems.
They
and
literally have the ability to gain sway.
So the 1%
over
is
the
controlling whether or not historic events take place.
I imagine the good doctor is attempting to get into that region,
Right.
so that he can actually do these things. But every so often, I guess we get a little W, we get a win. And that's what happened.
Oh, are you trying to say that this most recent historic event was actually what the people wanted?
Yeah.
I see. Versus,
I mean, I don't know if it was the people, quote unquote, but I'd say a vast majority of the humans in the United States of America were for this.
And I agree with that.
Yeah, and I'm all about it. I'm personally.
I just feel like you should be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm not
regardless
planning
of-
on doing it ever.
Right, me neither.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to, I can.
Yeah, and I
know?
feel like other people, if they want to,
And there are a lot of people who do want to.
and so
they
yeah,
should be able to.
I think they're dumb for doing it. I mean, but I think all of them are dumb for doing it because I think that doing it is dumb.
Well-
But I don't care about what side of the fence you're on. I just don't.
Just
like
get
that.
off my fucking yard.
Yeah, I just don't like the institution.
So basically, we've declared ourselves enemies of the state.
Did we?
They're trying to force their institutions on us.
Well, no, they're just saying if you want to be a part of this institution, then you can.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
Which I'm okay with that. I just think that why would you? It's such a weird concept. But at the same time, though, now that this has happened, the act of actually engaging in that union is could change the meaning of it from something in my head where it was used to be something horrible and negative for an incredibly long time. Like
so you're
gets
saying it could be for
romanticized.
the better.
Yeah, it's something that gets romanticized. And now that it's become this thing now that everyone, it's about equality now. It almost shifts the meaning of it from something that used to be negative in a form of possession to something
Right.
where it's actually a partnership. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. I kind of dig
That's
on
good.
that. So, I enjoy that it has the potential to shift that institution into something
To
a little
shift
more
its
positive.
perception.
Yeah, into something positive.
Well, I have a negative perception on it as well.
yeah.
So
but I mean, in thinking about it, I mean, at the moment, it actually is already kind of doing that because it's become like a symbol of something else.
right, a symbol of equality versus a symbol
Yeah,
of
an actual
of
equality
Christ-
and
of religion
union and
as well, because it's typically associated with religion.
yeah. Well, obviously back then, like it
Right.
used to be solely associated
Well,
with
and typically
religion.
the opposers of changing it are religious advocates.
So it's almost like we're reclaiming it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Taking it back for the common man, for
here
the
in stars
streets.
now, taking it to the streets.
That was taking it to the streets.
Oh, this whole thing has been taken into the streets.
Yeah.
I think.
So I guess we'll just do our standard.
I think the folks, they've had enough. They're
I'm sure
full.
they've had quite enough.
All in all, it was a good week for everyone. I think it's time to take us out with a unified,
Dignified,
game-changing
trend-setting.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can find me, JB, at TBD DOS Podcast, or JB, my cotangent, at Shibbly Bibbly Boop. Thanks for listening.